Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia NEWSLINE, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 27th of November. Indian Parliament disrupted yet again over Adani bribery charges. India slams Bangladesh over arrest of Hindu priest, urges safety of minorities. And Russia says relations with Afghan Taliban important, urges US to play leading role. And now for all the details. The third day of the Indian Parliament's winter session witnessed ruckus yet again after opposition MPs moved the notice for an adjournment motion in both the houses to raise issues related to Manipur, the Adani indictment and the ongoing violence in Sambhal. Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi continued his demand for the arrest of Gautam Adani, claiming that there was violation of the law. In Rajya Sabha, Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar rejected 18 notices submitted by opposition MPs demanding a joint parliamentary committee probe into the Adani case and increase in incidents of crime in Delhi. The floor leaders of the India Alliance also convened a meeting in the Chamber of Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge to discuss the issues to be raised during the ongoing winter session. The session commenced on November 25th and will go on till 20th of December. Moving on. India has condemned and expressed concerns over the arrest and denial of bail to Chinmoy Krishna Das, a prominent Hindu minority leader in Bangladesh, over multiple charges, including sedition. India's foreign ministry in a statement highlighted that this incident comes amid a series of attacks on Hindus and other minorities in Bangladesh. In the wake of clashes over his arrest, India said, "We urge Bangladesh authorities to ensure the safety and security of Hindus and all minorities, including their right of freedom of peaceful assembly and expression." Das, who faces sedition charges for allegedly disrespecting Bangladesh's national flag during a rally in October, was denied bail by a Chittagong court on Tuesday. In a separate statement, Bangladesh's foreign ministry said that the government does not interfere in the judiciary's work and the matter was being dealt with by a court of law. After deadly protests in Pakistan by supporters of former incarcerated Prime Minister Imran Khan, the marchers on Thursday called off the protest, local media reports have suggested. Khan's party had announced a temporary suspension of the protest in which at least 6 people, including 4 paramilitary soldiers and 2 protesters, have been reportedly killed. Thousands of protesters had gathered in a center of Islamabad on Tuesday after a convoy led by Khan's wife Bushra Bibi broke through several lines of security all the way to the edge of the city's highly fortified red zone. The PTI had planned on staging a sit-in in the red zone until the release of Khan, who has been in jail since August last year. Voted out of power by parliament in 2022 after he fell out with Pakistan's powerful military, Khan faces charges ranging from corruption to instigation of violence, all of which he and his PTI party denies.
जो सूरत हाल हमने देखी यहाँ पे ये बिल्कुल रोड क्लियर हो चुका है। आप देख रहे हैं अवाम आ जा रही है और यहाँ से वो लोग मुंतशिर हो गए और सुनने में यही है कि उन्होंने जो है इसको फ़िलहाल मनसूख किया है, इस जो धरना था उसको, तो इसलिए लोग अपने अपने घरों की तरफ शायद जा चुके हैं और इस रोड को बिल्कुल क्लियर करार दिया गया है।
Moving on. A political activist in POJK has condemned the government for cutting subsidies on essential items in the occupied region, citing lack of funds. He warned they will be forced to stage massive protest if the authorities do not revoke the decision. A report.
The Joint Awami Action Committee in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has strongly criticized the government for reneging on its promises and adopting double standards. A prominent leader, Shaukat Nawaz Mir, highlighted that while the Pakistan government claims financial constraints and has cut subsidies on essential items like electricity and food, the government continues to invest heavily in military expenditure. He urged the government to reconsider its decision to cut subsidies as it has burdened the already struggling population in the occupied region.
ये जो बार बार पीट रहे जनाब कि हमारा खजाना खाली हो गया है, हमारे रियासत के ऊपर बोझ पड़ गया है, इनका दौरा मेयार देखें। अशराफिया की मुराद जहाँ पे एक बहुत बड़ा जो है खजाना जो है वो उस तरफ लग रहा है, जो कौमी खजाने से रकम जा रही है, उधर तो ये कमी नहीं कर रहे, और दूसरी तरफ ये कह रहे हैं जी कि हमें आटे में और बिजली के अंदर जो है जी बड़ा नुकसान हो रहा है, हम सब्सिडी नहीं दे सकते। तो इसलिए मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि उन दो चीज़ों से तीसरी जो सबसे अहम चीज़ है वो अशराफिया की मुराद का खात्मा है।
Mir stated that their socio-political group would organize a long march to press for their charter of demands.
हमारा चार्टर ऑफ डिमांड अभी उसी तरह पेंडिंग पड़ा हुआ है, और आज तक हम कभी भी चार्टर ऑफ डिमांड से हमने बाहर बात नहीं की। हमारे वज़रा बार बार ये बात कह रहे थे कि जनाब ये हर रोज़ एक नई चीज़ लेके आ जाते हैं। अलबत्ता 23 नवंबर के बाद हम इखलाकी तौर पे बरी ज़िम्मा होंगे, हम अपने चार्टर ऑफ डिमांड में इजाफा करने जा रहे हैं, और इंशाल्लाह ये इजाफा होगा अवामी उमंगों के मुताबिक होगा, क्योंकि अवाम अब ये कह रही है कि अब की बार जो लॉन्ग मार्च होगा वो लॉन्ग मार्च मुफ्त तालीम, मुफ्त सेहत की सहूलियात और आज़ाद कश्मीर में एयरपोर्ट के मुतालबे के साथ जो है वो लॉन्ग मार्च होगा।
Russia on Thursday emphasized that development of contacts with Afghanistan's leadership is very important as Taliban has control over the country. Earlier on Monday, the secretary of Russia's powerful Security Council, Sergei Shoigu, told Taliban leaders that Moscow wants to help them achieve a durable peace in the country. Shoigu stressed that the US should play a leading role in rebuilding Afghanistan in view of its many years of military involvement in the country. The Taliban leaders asked Shoigu to help them ease the pressure imposed by US sanctions against the Kabul government. The US and Western countries had applied pressure on the Taliban after it took control of Afghanistan in 2021. No country has formally recognized the Taliban's regime in Afghanistan so far. Sri Lanka's central bank set a new single policy rate of 8% on Wednesday, easing monetary settings below previously used benchmarks in an effort to shore up the island nation's fragile recovery from a deep financial crisis. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka said with this change, the effective reduction in the policy interest rate would be around 50 basis points from the current level of average weighted call money rate, which continues to serve as the operating target of the flexible inflation targeting framework. Sri Lanka has gradually emerged from a debt crisis after securing $2.9 billion IMF assistance in March 2023. It also launched a long-awaited bond swap on Tuesday, a major step to completing its nearly $12.5 billion debt restructuring and enabling its fragile economic recovery to continue. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.